Welcome to Company Showcase, an advertising feature on HowStreet.com.
I'm Jim Goddard. I'm speaking with Larry Reaugh, CEO and President of American Manganese. Welcome back to the show, Larry.
Well, it's always great to be on the show, Jim.
Larry, news release earlier in the week with some pretty good news about purity. Can you tell us about it?
They were very exciting, Jim. We had 99.98% purity. That's a record for purity for the company. I can't begin to explain how pleased I am.
And did it receive a lot of publicity?
Yes, it did. Matter of fact, even Bloomberg reported the press release, which is, they've interviewed us in the past, but it's nice to see that they thought it was significant enough to put out to the readers. And actually, we've had probably 6 or 7 reprints of the press release that went out with peer publications and even with a couple of mining publications. And most importantly, we're starting to come to the attention of the actual green environmental, I guess you'd call them broadcasts, or you could call them newsletters. Very interested in what we were doing, which is a big step up for us. That's where we want to be. And so I can only say that I'm really happy about it, Jim. The other things that I'd like to talk about are some of the things that have come up. One is the question about what the recoveries were. We kind of covered that off. We have a proprietary method of separating the cathode material from the aluminum foil, and if it's got to have a certain shape to it, which optimizes our recovery. And if it doesn't have that shape, for example, if it's long and thin like spaghetti, or just real thin strips, that really creates a problem for recovery, because you get folding of the aluminum, and the hydrometallurgy is not able to touch that because it's folded over, and the surface isn't there to get the cathode material off. So the recoveries are, I think we reported recoveries of 84 and 88% in an earlier release, and so it was more important that we nail down the purity, because that's a big interest to any battery manufacturer. So we've been able to prove that we've done that. And I'm hoping to get another release out next week on the other tier 1 company and the results. So that's Chemetco's busy working on all of those things. We've had quite a few conference calls. I think our biggest one day was 5, and so it's really hard to get back to people as quickly as we'd like, because a conference call can run anywhere, usually not less than an hour, and but that shows the interest that's out there. We're excited. And as you can tell by listening to me, that I'm still excited about it. The stock has been trading decently. A lot of selling by anonymous, so I'll let you draw your own picture on that one. And but we are moving ahead with everything, and I want to remind everybody that we've already proven that the pilot plant works. We haven't announced anything on lithium, because the lithium is a proprietary area which we are going to apply for a patent on. So that'll come at some other later date. But the fact that we've been able to deal with the product is great. And I'm looking at another letter that came out. We're not mentioned in it, but it's e-scrap news, and where they say, battery troubles go beyond collection. They even talk about the profitability may not be there. I think we've shown that the profitability can be there with the larger battery packs, which is in the EV cars, and of course scraps, which is which really makes us levitate. The scrap material is one of the things that we want to do initially, so that we can show a profit, get some money together to move into the next phase, which would be full battery treatment, shredding, and then of course our hydrometallurgical process. I'd like to remind everybody that we do have an initiative going on with the Department of Energy labs on actually preparing or dismantling the batteries so that you get down to the foils so that you can work on them. And so we'll have first shot at being able to patent that once it's all done. And we will definitely follow up on that. But currently, I really like the solution that that the Netherlands has, and that is with Better Safety Solutions, BSS, because they can shred a battery and take it down to a point where we can get high recoveries and high purity out of them. So we've tested some of their material. They have a novel approach to it, and we think that that will definitely be a part of our answer going forward. We'd like to have our own shredding opportunity, but that may take a little time. You got to remember that the most important thing of the whole process is being able to treat the cathode material and get high recoveries in the 90 to 100% range, and purities greater than 99.5. And so we're working away at that. One of the things that they talk about out there is the price of cobalt. So I've attached a few articles to the podcast today. And the price of cobalt has gone up almost 50% for battery grade. And I think it's around 24% for the ordinary cobalt, the price. So that's really great in our ballpark. And, which puts us up there, we can make a profit at the low end of the scale. That's the one we've been using all along. We have never used the battery grade one. And but at some time when we're cutting deals and everything like that, that's the price we will be using. And maybe get a little discount from that. I don't know. There's a lot of things to worry about. One of the articles I attached talks about the smaller batteries that go into appliances, or not necessarily appliances, but laptops and cell phones and all those things. There's got to be a way of getting them out. And I agree. These companies are putting them in. They glue them in, so you can't just go in and slide them out like we used to and change the battery on our cell phone. They're stationary in there, and that creates a problem for the recyclers. But I like the Better Battery Solutions, their method of shredding and treating the material would allow them to work on these types of devices. But I think that the industry has to standardize that, make the batteries more obtainable, so that we can get the high contents of cobalt and everything out of them, because they do contain, a lot of cobalt. Most of them are lithium cobalt batteries. And so we've, taken a broad look at the future out there. We've developed a process. It is a circular economy. We have a closed circuit process where nothing goes back into the atmosphere. The water is reused. And it's the answer, I think, for going forward, because these EV companies and all that all want to be compliant with the environment. And we've got a solution for them. So, and that's starting to show itself. We're getting that type of interest out there. So, yeah, it's been a great week.
Larry, for people new to American Manganese, what are you all about?
Well, American Manganese is a critical metals company that developed a process back in 2000, started in 2009 and was patented in 2012 for treating very low grades of manganese, which the U.S. is prolific in. And, of course, manganese is the second highest critical metal on the charts out there. You know, the old saying is that if you can't make steel without manganese, and if you can't make steel, the world stops, and that still stands today. You need that manganese in steel production, so you get the ductability and you get the strength. So manganese is essential. There's no substitution for it. So we developed a process that was patented and that we could work with 2 or 3% grades and compete on costs with China. We're only waiting for the overhang in the Chinese markets so that we can turn the page and say, maybe we should look at the old pre-feasibility study we did on it and reactivate that, probably with a partner. So we took that process at Cametco's behest and developed a process for treating cathode materials in which we got high recoveries and high purity, and we patented that. We felt like we may be in a race because everybody was talking about recycling, but at that time nobody was doing a lot about it. And but there were companies out there that were moving ahead with recycling, but they were looking at different solutions than we were. And now we've got a process out there that should be very marketable, and we would like to get our pilot plant, or not our pilot plant, our commercial plant started next year. So American Manganese is traded on the Toronto Stock Exchange Venture under the symbol AMY. It's traded in the U.S. under the symbol AMYZF. Traded in Frankfurt under the symbol 2AM. We have a website, AmericanManganeseInc.com, where you can do all your due diligence. I get letters that that ask questions. It's already covered in that site, and then we also have the, of course, our phone number 778-574-4444, or you can email me at LREAUGH@AMYMN.com. Larry,
thanks for the update.
You're welcome.
I've been speaking with Larry Reaugh, CEO and President of American Manganese. I'm Jim Goddard. Our conversation took place on November 15th.
Comments made on Company Showcase are an expression of opinion only and should not be construed in any manner whatsoever as recommendations to buy or sell any financial instrument at any time. Archived online at HowStreet.com. Company Showcase is a production of How Street Media Incorporated.